worth a watch. Now, our guest today has gone from an East End legend to a West End star, and for her current role, Samantha Womack is playing the woman who fundamentally changed the culture of men's football, and that's in the critically acclaimed play Dear England. Here to tell us all about it, please welcome Samantha Womack. Hello. Now then, I saw Dear England when it was on at the National.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I went along thinking, why am I going to watch this play about football? Because I'm not the biggest football fan. It's not really got... I mean, obviously football's at the centre of it, but it's so much more than that. And I was surprised by how funny it is as well.
It is. It's written by James Graham, who's the most incredible writer. But it's the premise is it's about Gareth Southgate's tenure as England manager, but really it's a piece about society and about what happens throughout, important football games, how the players themselves are kind of elevated in the public status and then kind of torn down, if they missed a penalty. And so it's about cultural inheritance, I suppose. And Pippa Grange, the psychologist that I play, gets brought on to kind of deal with fear. So it's a piece about, it's very topical at the moment because it's about, we talk about the St. George's flag a lot and what that flag represents. So we have these amazing scenes where all of the footballers are talking about what England means to them and taking back the flag so that it's not a kind of divisive tool to set people against each other. It's actually a piece about bringing people together.
And the letter that Gareth wrote, didn't he?
Yes.
The letter, Dear England.
He's addressing the problems that caused in society and how he felt that he was responsible for the rioting and all that kind of hatred that's born out of losing a game. But obviously, you always feel like it's the people using those situations as a way of inciting hatred. It's got nothing to do with the game.
Is Pippa Grange all about performance psychology?
She was a performance psychologist, and then she got kind of more into culture coaching. So she's transforming the whole culture of a place. So you can imagine...
In what way? Could you give a few examples of that?
So she will come in and rather than the kind of training for the men being about physical training and about practicing goals, she's talking about how they feel about taking a penalty and before she was involved in the game.
And opening up.
Yeah, but they were literally... it was down to them to take their own penalty. And Gareth Southgate just put his hand up. He says that in the play. And I walked forward. And when he missed that famous penalty in '96, his whole world at that moment ended because it felt like the country's dreams were shattered. And so
what did the team learn from that? Did that really affect their game?
Yes, they were frightened of the thing that they couldn't look at, which was the goal. They were turning away from the goalkeeper, from the ball, and avoiding this thing that scares them. And Pippa talks about, look at what they do to their own bodies when they miss. They make themselves small, like fetuses, like children, They're frightened. So they were teaching them to actually confront those thoughts and fears about what it would feel like to miss.
Like exposure therapy.
Yes, exactly. But also about cultural inheritance and how there is this kind of feeling with England that we always should win, kind of like land of the football. But actually, we didn't win a game since 1966. So it's about actually us taking part. The women didn't, but we mentioned that. The Lionesses. We have a great piece where the Lionesses come on, and there's a great scene between them at the end of the play, which is very funny. But it's uplifting, it's political, it's societal, but it doesn't feel like you're being preached to. It feels like you leave the theatre feeling united.
Oh my God, I love it.
So zeitgeisty with Neville now and all the things that are going on.
Yeah, it's so topical. And also the beauty of Gareth Southgate now being able to kind of lead people in terms of facing fear. And this man's career, from where it started to bringing these young men together, is kind of gorgeous.
And he's such a gentle soul as well, isn't he?
Somebody said that he has poetry in his soul, and I believe that. I think he's a very special man.
Has he seen it yet?
I don't think so, and I'm not sure if Pippa Grange has either, but she's, I think I'm going to try and invite her when we're up in
Actually,
Sheffield.
I read an interview with Gareth the other day and he said he still hasn't seen it. I think you should go and see it, because it's incredibly moving. Now, talking of you're playing a psychologist, but maybe you could have done with one when you left EastEnders. Look at what I did there.
It was smoothly.
That really affected you, didn't it? You really kind of went, whew, with that?
I think it was when you're in a place for 9 years or however long we were there for, and you're playing that character every day, and you're embedded in kind of family structure. So you believe that people who are your sisters, brothers, uncles, cousins, whatever, that you believe that they really are because you see them every day.
Yeah.
You go through all kinds of emotional things together, kind of birth of your children, funerals, and this is with the crew as well. You know, so you get to know this wonderful group of people for such a long time. So
And then you open the script and it says Ronnie is going to
drowns
die.
in a pool. We kept saying, Rita and I, because we kept saying, what would happen if we just kept swimming to the surface? and they couldn't film it.
And did you hate that ending? Did you hate
No,
the way
I thought it was shot beautifully, and actually, in retrospect, it's very easy to hold on to safety, isn't it? Particularly in our game, you know, it's being self-employed is terrifying.
Did they do you a favour, do you think?
I don't know if it was a favour, but I definitely... I mean, my whole outlook on life has changed in the last 2 years. I got diagnosed with breast cancer and survived it, but for now. But thank you. But the beauty of all of it, the beauty of every single little thing that happens to you, the ups, the downs, the whatever, it's the beautiful chaos of it all.
Yes.
It's, what you'd miss if you weren't here. And so I look back on that time and just think I was absolutely blessed to be in a space with gorgeous people for 9 years.
Yeah.
And I was then blessed to be terrified and have to start again in my 40s, you know, I was so scared.
And you're getting your dose of soap still, aren't you? Because your partner is in Emmerdale.
He is. He always says to me, because I always forget who he plays. Because we
plays a serial killer.
He plays a serial killer. Well, we live in Valencia, so we're away from TV. We live in the mountains in Valencia.
So what's your pillow talk like?
Well, we're just mainly talking about the rescue dogs and who's going to walk them in the morning, you know.
Not the plot.
Not the plot. No, for us, it's a job and we love it. But it gets left behind when we leave the set.
Yeah. Did they ever warn you about him because of the character that he plays? That people walk up to you?
No, I did get that with EastEnders quite a lot. People just because you're in everyone's living room 4 days a week, aren't you? And so people love it, and I love that about it.
Well, Samantha, it's been great to see you.
Thank you.
Looking as well as you do.
Thank you. Thanks.
Good luck. Dear England is on tour until March 2026, and I can thoroughly recommend it. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Samantha.
Thanks for having me.